Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, the lovely Leah and Michelle. Today is the 1st of September, 2019. I can't believe it's September already.
Syrian migrants also continue to flow into Turkey from their native Syria, with a report claiming that Turkish border guards had fired warning shots on Friday and used tear gas against a group of hundreds of protesters to cross the border. The demonstrating migrants were opposed to the ongoing Turkish military operations in northern Syria. So you have these people who really are not exactly happy with Turkey coming into Greece.
Oh my.
And let's see, we're going to get to Brexit. But
hang on. So before you move on, because Stuart the Brit says, for 3 years I've been watching. Resistance Chicks always use the what happens in the cities as fact about England. So false and bloody insulting to all of us. Forgive me, my friend. We all know
we're
that
not talking about all of England. London, Sadiq Khan, and the cities.
It's Sadiq Khan and the London city.
We love the rolling.
You all know we love Yorkshire and all that and everything and all of the rest of you and your wonderful viewers, some of our favorite, and you all know this. But there are some crazy things going on in the UK, and I'm sorry if it spills over into. I would take offense if somebody in the UK was covering America and talked about
that New York City and Sacramento were like Midwestern Ohio.
Exactly. We do not
have
homeless
people in camps and needles and poop infested Los Angeles.
Exactly.
So this new Greek government wants Germany to pay war reparations, which I thought was hilarious. Greece's newly elected prime minister has said during a visit to Berlin that he hopes Germany will agree to start negotiations on war reparations. After a meeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel on Thursday, Prime Minister Mitsotakis. We hoped there will be a positive response. The previous Greek governments delivered a formal request in April to enter talks into paying reparations. Athens claims Greece is owed for both world wars.
Right.
Merkel didn't mention the issue, so we'll see how far that goes. All right, y'all. Y'all. We're not going to, it's not y'all. Australia's prime minister has his head on his shoulders. He goes to a charismatic Christian church. He is, I wanted to put in the title, Australia's sane PM, prime minister. Go ahead, read the title in your
Aussie PM Scott Morrison slams gender-neutral bathrooms as ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I think that's all I have in me, really.
Do it!
Australian... Oh, did I... Okay, okay.
Right here.
He also called the signs of political correctness not necessary, and it's struggling and over the top before vowing to sort out who was responsible for the signage and have them removed. Mr. Mawson's promise of intervention came after an image of a sign was posted to Twitter by a Canberra journalist, which showed a facility in the department of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet staff as open for employees to use the restroom that best fits your gender identity.
So he wasn't happy about this right here. PM&C is committed to staff inclusivity and diversity. Please use a bathroom that best fits your gender diversity. He's not happy about this. Go ahead.
It clearly notes the department is committed to staff inclusions and diversity. But when asked about the sign, Mr. Morrison said, I don't think that this is necessary. I think that people can work out which restroom to use. It's ridiculous. It's political correctness over the top. He told the 2GB radio. I've got a pretty clear view about this, and I'm sure this will be sorted. Asked whether the signs would come down, Mr. Morrison said, that's what I expect. This is not the first time the Prime Minister has lambusted modern trends in neutral gender assignment. Last year, Scott Morrison criticised a report saying teachers were being taught how to spot potentially transgender students. And earlier this month, he called a decision to follow transgender and gender diverse... To allow, thank you, transgender and gender diverse people play cricket in the highest level, heavy-handed and mystifying. Now you're going to hear a real Australian accent.
While those sort of weighty matters have been playing out,
it's really good, actually.
I have to like screw up my whole face to do it.
Prime Minister and Cabinet. So, Chris Uhlmann, political editor at the Nine Network, tweeted this while I've been on air this afternoon. This is a bathroom sign at the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet, down the road from where I'm at Parliament House. If you can't read the fine print, it says, PM&C, the department is committed to staff inclusion and diversity. Please use the bathroom that best fits your gender identity. Right, within the hour, the Prime Minister himself is on radio on 2GB with Ben Fordham. He gets asked about this. Here's what he says.
Honestly, this is why we call it the Canberra bubble. It's ridiculous. I don't think this is necessary. I think people can work out which route to use.
What's your concern?
Well, I just don't think it's necessary. I mean, it's over the top. It's just, you don't need to do this stuff. It's just political correctness over the top. It's just not necessary. And we've got a big clear view about this, and I'm sure this will be sorted.
So what, the signs are going to go?
No, that's what I expect.
So
She
a
doesn't
pretty
look happy
clear
about it.
message
I
from
don't know,
Scott
we'll see.
Morrison that this is ridiculous.
She's kind of laughing.
Someone else has pointed out on
laughing.
Twitter, I'll show you this, that for years in Parliament
not
House,
laughing.
where we work and all the politicians, including the Prime Minister, work, these
my gosh.
bathroom signs, which are also gender diverse, have been prominent for a long time. The bathrooms here are, as I say, you can use whichever one you want. Doesn't have the words that the one down the road at the department has. But Janine, I don't know, there's a couple of things here. Why is the Prime Minister weighing in on this? Well, I guess he's asked by Ben Fordham to, but why is he reacting in the way that he is?
Okay, so I'm going to tell the difference between that sign and this sign.
Well, hang on.
This is a women's bathroom that they have designated a women's bathroom.
Right.
The other sign is when you have one bathroom.
But I think
And
what
it's-
he was saying is before that, they literally had that sign where you can go into any rest. Like, they literally just make it transgender.
No, I don't
like,
think that's what he was
co-ed, that's the
saying.
word
He's
I
saying
want.
that in our building we have these signs. But I think that you do have two different signs, and like we do in America. And this is what I would assume would be a lot of places. You go to a bathroom that has like it's double gendered bathroom because there's only one of them, or there's only two. Okay, so it's a bathroom, and you go in, but it's a single use.
Yeah.
When you have multi-use, you don't have multi.
But see, the way that guy was saying that, it made it sound like they had co-ed bathrooms.
No, I don't think so. I don't
particular problem with saying you can use the bathroom that best suits your gender identity.
Oh, look, I hate the whole thing. I mean, as a girl, we like to have, people who aren't standing up at the bathroom. So I don't know which way you identify and whether I upset anyone, but I kind of like gender bathrooms. But when he talks about the camera bubble, does he not look at the signs? I mean, I must admit, when you showed the second sign, I didn't realise that's what that meant. I hadn't put the two and two together. But has this never been brought to his attention? Did they just go up yesterday? That's the question on this. Why is he offended now and why weren't they before? And if they've been going along, what's the issue?
I don't know, but he's pretty upset about it now, and I suspect those signs will probably change down the road. Maybe not here at Parliament, though. That would prompt a whole other bun fight. Also today, we saw the draft.
Okay, so I love the Australians because I do think that they are a little less they're extreme. So they have two extremes. They do have the social justice warriors who will put that up, right? But then they have they're less politically correct as a whole of the people.
I agree with that.
With their newscasters, he's laughing.
Yeah,
he's literally laughing.
Right.
And she's like, I'm a girl, and you may be right because she said I didn't know that's what that meant. I do have another story for Australia because there was I believe a rapist who the Australian Prime Minister is sending back to Iraq, and I think that's probably a pretty good move here. And did I not bring you up?
So on this subject that we were just talking about, if we were to start having gender neutral bathrooms, just a free-for-all, anybody wants to come in, I would probably stop using public restrooms. Okay, I just would. But by and large, at least, and I think that we kind of live in a bubble because in our area of the United States,
right next door.
Here in Ohio, I don't think anybody would have a problem with a trans male going into the female restroom or even a girl going into the guy's restroom. No one would have a problem with that, but we don't really have that many noticeable trans people, so that it would make you feel uncomfortable. The idea is that you just don't want to feel uncomfortable in the restroom that you're using. So if there is a dude that looks totally like a girl or a girl that looks totally like a guy, whatever restroom they were to use, I don't think anybody's really going to notice. It just doesn't come up here. We don't live in San Francisco. We don't live in a place where that actually happens. And so I think that it's really interesting that Australia is making a point of this because I do think that you and I personally are sheltered from these goings on that are around the world and then on our coastal cities, because we haven't been to the coasts. I mean, we were in Massachusetts, 4 or 5 years ago. This really wasn't an issue.
And I wouldn't make an issue out of it if you're not making an issue out of it. But if you're clearly a dude, you need to clearly go in the dude bathroom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Here we have, let me see this.
The government is acting very swiftly in this case. That process of cancelling Mohammed Hassan al-Bayati's visa is now well underway. The security guard, of course, this week was sentenced to 4.5 years jail for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 3-year-old girl while her mother was Christmas shopping. It was an horrific crime. The government now wants him out of the country, and as quickly as
out of
possible,
the country.
the Prime Minister will
Why
tell
wouldn't you be in
Sunlight
jail for the rest of your life?
Well, I would say we're not even going to waste our money
this
on
morning
you.
that, like most
He's from Iraq. He's not coming back. Australia's an island. So just get out of here.
He should be punished, though. He shouldn't.
So I was sickened by Bayati's despicable crime. He has not only committed an appalling crime against an innocent child, but against the country that gave him refuge and a new life. It's abhorrent and unacceptable that a young child was terrorised by someone that was granted protection in our country. Now, under laws Scott Morrison introduced as Immigration Minister back in 2014, a non-citizen's visa is automatically cancelled when they are convicted of a serious crime. The case is now before the Home Affairs Minister, Peter Dutton, but a decision is imminent.
So I think that that's a very good decision. You have to send a pretty hard line that it says the New South Wales district sent him to jail for only 4.5 years, and with a non-parole period of 2.5 years. He came to Australia by boat from Iraq in 2011 and was given a permanent protection visa to stay.
This bloke has no right to be here. He's abused the generosity of the country that gave him a new start. And it was absolutely appalling, said Mr. Morrison, the Prime Minister.
And just because you're on a permanent protection visa, it's a warning to anyone. Once he's been released from jail, he's going to serve his jail. But you know what? He's not going back into the Australian populace.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
as long as he's, but see, I don't, that's up for a judge and a jury, but I don't think that 2.5 years in jail, and then probation is enough.
He should have been, given the death penalty for but here's the thing. If you're not going to be given the death penalty and he's just going to go back into the
So did I miss in the very beginning, is the child gone? Or was she recovered?
Yeah, she was assaulted, but she's alive.
Okay,
he didn't
that's
kill
good.
her.
No. He was taking her for sex trafficking.
No, he just assaulted her.
But it said for sex trafficking when we were watching the video.
He took the girl from the center's playground while her mother was Christmas shopping. He assaulted her.
Right, but it said he was somewhere in there. It said that he was like a sex trafficker.
Well, I didn't catch that part, but
okay. Well, that's still, I agree. That's still not enough of a punishment.
Right.
Of that.
Okay. Praying, because prayer is what's going to really turn this ship.
Yeah, let's turn this ship around. Remember, guys, it's not just a conspiracy theory if it's actually the truth. We want you to please comment. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever's going on in your life, leave the comment. It's not only do we want to hear from you, which we do, and we do read every comment, but the comments help the algorithms, I think, the more comments. So even if you left a ton of comments in the chat, go ahead and leave the things that you put in the live chat. Leave them. They're pertinent. Leave them after the show. So thank you guys for being with us.
Especially on the UK bathroom. Set us straight.
Set us straight. That's right. We love you. God loves you. And God bless.